Wonderhussy here, trying to get into the Christmas spirit, which isn't all that easy to do when you live in the desert. I mean, it's not like it snows out here, and there's not even any leaves to change colors. And for that matter, nobody around town even put up any Christmas decorations. You know, it's just not that kind of a place. Well, I guess if I want to get into the Christmas spirit, I'm gonna have to go into town. But I don't feel like going into Las Vegas with all that hustle and bustle and headache and gas. I think I'll just drive into Pahrump, because there's no place like Pahrump-a-pum-pum to get you feeling those Christmas vibes. Well, it looks like the brothel put up a few Christmas decorations. Look at that, there's even a wreath on the side where you go in to get the girls. Not so much on the side where you go into the sports bar. And who can blame them? I wouldn't spend any extra money on a Christmas wreath either for those looky-loos who just go in to have a drink and eat lunch at a brothel. I'd save my money for the paying guests too. Oh, well, I guess the chicken ranch is doing a little bit better. It looks like they got a snowman on the front porch. But overall, I'm underwhelmed by these brothels' Christmas spirit. I'm gonna keep looking. Huh. Doesn't look like much holiday spirit at the pawn shop either. Well, that's no wonder. That pawn shop used to be an adult superstore, you know, like the kind of place that sells adult novelties. Apparently the sex business just wasn't good enough in Pahrump, and they had to turn it into a pawn shop. No sign of festivity at the gun shop either. Although it does say that though they're normally closed on Sundays, they will be open on Sunday, Christmas Eve, for any last-minute shopping needs. I'm sure there's plenty of stocking stuffers in there. Speaking of stocking stuffers, looks like 60% off all fireworks here at Phantom Fireworks. Seriously, as if the casinos, brothels, dispensaries, and gun stores weren't enough, Pahrump is full of fireworks stores. I mean, this is just one of them. There's got to be at least 4 or 5, and at least one of them is even bigger than this. But look how big this place is. There's even shopping carts. Like, how many friggin' fireworks do you need to buy that you need an entire shopping cart? Well, actually, I know how many fireworks people tend to buy. We're in Nye County, Nevada here, which is very lax when it comes to regulations. San Bernardino, California, it's just over that way, not too far. And so lots of folks come out here just before 4th of July and load up on all these crazy recreational munitions, I guess you might call them. I mean, I'm telling you, they sell all kinds of crazy fireworks in here. If you're a pyro, you gotta come to Pahrump. Anyway, people try to bring them back into San Bernardino County, California, you know, all them regulations, they don't allow no fireworks. So they have to set up a police roadblock on Highway 127, kind of outside Baker, and they bust people all day long for like the entire week leading up to 4th of July. I think they confiscated something like $10,000 worth of fireworks from one minivan one time. It's a big part of the economy here, and it's nice to see they're having a Christmas sale, even though it doesn't say anything about Christmas. Okay, I think I finally found a place with some real holiday spirit. Oh my gosh, I've been wanting to come check this place out for quite a while. It's called Coffinwood, and it's basically a whole bunch of coffins and skeletons. I think they might actually make coffins here. If you look at it on Google Maps, it's called Coffin It Up. And, well, I don't know why else you would call your business Coffin It Up if you weren't making coffins. But then again, maybe they just like coffins and all kinds of creepy Halloween stuff that they have very interestingly decorated for Christmas. I love this. I mean, only in Pahrump would you find a coffin manufacturer with an amazing Christmas display. It says Merry Posthumous, which is a big fancy $5 word meaning dead. Like if you do something or something is done posthumously, it's done after you died. Kind of like this skeleton's Christmas, I guess. Wow, look, there's like, well, it sucks there's this fence in the way, but nobody's here. I don't know if they're open or what, but look at all these, there's just hearses, tons of hearses parked all over the property. Even the street number is hung on a coffin-shaped sign. And it looks like there's even some kind of festive music you can listen to if you tune your radio to 101.5. I'm totally tuning my radio to that station as soon as I get back in the car, but oh my gosh, before I get back in the car, I gotta figure out when this place is actually open so I can come in and look around. Although honestly, I guess you can pretty much see everything there is to see from right here on the street. I mean, it's like a whole little cemetery full of skeletons. Skeletons having a Christmas party. Isn't that nice? Yeah, instead of jingle bells, it's like jingle bones. Man, I love that this place has been here all along and I've never bothered to come check it out because I've been too busy looking at the brothels. Well, I'm here to tell you there's a lot more to Pahrump than just brothels. Okay, let's see what's on 101.5. Some kind of creepy Christmas music that's probably copyrighted, so I better turn it off. What do they have, their own radio station? Okay, speaking of radio stations, well, I'm here at the cemetery where there's supposedly the grave of a very famous radio personality. Okay, if you've ever heard of Art Bell, he had a show called Coast to Coast where he talked about all kinds of UFOs and aliens and Area 51 and unexplained phenomena. Well, believe it or not, he actually broadcast his show from Pahrump, and he's supposedly buried in this cemetery, actually in this Garden of Faith section of the cemetery. So let's see if we can find his grave. Even though Art Bell doesn't really have anything to do with Christmas, well, I figured since I'm in town driving around anyway, and I've never paid my respects at his grave, might as well leave him a little Christmas cheer. Okay, let's see. I would guess that Art Bell's grave would be the one with the most stuff left on it, but honestly, I don't see any one grave in particular that has more stuff than another. I mean, they're all very well kept. It's a very tidy little cemetery. But where's Art? You know, I'd expect Art Bell's grave to be covered in aliens and UFOs and all kinds of weird stuff left by his fans. Surely Art Bell's fans come out here. You know, like I went to Evel Knievel's grave last summer and there was all kinds of stuff on that. Oh, look, here it is. Oh, gosh, it's just a simple, regular gravestone. Well, and there is an alien at the base of it. Somebody left. It says, beloved husband Arthur William Bell III, born in 1945, died in 2018, talk show host, father, and friend in the night, whose voice shall be with us for all time. Man, I should be so lucky as to have a gravestone even half this nice when I pass away. But even if I have some simple, crummy little tombstone, will you make sure that somebody at least spell checks it? Anyway, wow, yeah, look, there are a few little items left by fans here. Like I said, there's an alien and a UFO. There's a little alien keychain. There's a rock with a cat on it. I guess that's just kind of one of those painted rocks people leave places. That's cute. Oh, look, somebody left a matchbook from the Rio where I just stayed. Casino chip. Rocket ship XM. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and leave him a Christmas candy cane. So that way, Art Bell gets a little bit of the Christmas spirit. Looks like he's buried next to his wife, Ramona Lee Bell. Oh, she's beautiful. 13 years younger than him. And apparently they had the same spell checker. Wow. Between Coffinwood and Art Bell's grave, I'm really hitting all the Pahrump hotspots that I've been wanting to check out all this time, but never really got around to. Speaking of Art Bell, there's another kind of memorial to him here in Pahrump that, well, while we still have daylight, we might as well go take a look at. Okay, even though this has nothing to do with Christmas, I don't know, visiting these places to remember the departed, our loved ones, is kind of part of the holiday spirit, right? I mean, if you've lost somebody that you love, you probably go visit them on the holidays, visit their grave and, you know, put a flower or a candy cane, as the case may be. Well, so call me weird, but this is a weird town, and I might as well go check out the Art Bell Memorial Bench while I'm at it. Okay, this is actually kind of cool. It's a park. I didn't realize there were parks like this in Pahrump. You know, Pahrump kind of gets a bad reputation as a really weird, dumpy desert town. I once heard it or read it described as an unmoderated comments section, which actually made perfect sense to me. But, you know, say what you will about Pahrump, it's actually pretty cool. There's a lot of freedom here. There's freedom and space to do whatever you want and be as weird as you want. And the town's not half bad. I mean, this is a really nice little park. And I'm pretty sure we're coming up on Art Bell's Memorial Bench. Covered in fall leaves. Look at that. I was complaining about there not being any color-changing foliage out where I live. Well, I guess all I had to do was come to Pahrump. Okay, here's the bench. There's a little sign here. In loving memory of Art Bell. Unfortunately, some bird apparently wasn't a big fan of Art because he dropped a deuce right on his forehead. Sorry about that, Art. Remember, birds aren't real anyway. It says that this sign and I guess the bench were donated by fans and Nye County. I think Nye County, which is the county that Pahrump is in, is the biggest county in Nevada, and it's pretty sparsely populated. I mean, Pahrump is the biggest town by far. I think Tonopah is the second biggest, but there's a lot of mining in Nye County, so presumably the county budget is flush enough that they were able to donate this awesome Art Bell placard and this beautiful Art Bell bench. Perfect place to sit on a beautiful winter's afternoon, enjoying the beautiful fall foliage and the sound of all these birds fluttering around in the trees, probably planning to drop a deuce on my forehead next. Okay, I guess I'd better get up. We're running out of daylight. I don't know if I've been successful in finding the Christmas spirit. I mean, nothing I've seen has been traditionally Christmassy. I mean, there is a Christmas tree in front of the Pahrump Nugget Casino, which I guess that's something, but I don't know, man. Yeah, it's a Christmas tree, but it's a great, big, shiny aluminum Christmas tree. Isn't there anyone who can tell me what Christmas is really all about? Sure, Wonderhussy, I can tell you what Christmas is all about. Who said that? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Out of everything I've seen in Pahrump today, this is the one thing that's really getting me, well, maybe not in the Christmas spirit, but it's definitely cheering me up. And that is Pahrump, Nevada is finally about to get a Chipotle. That's right, I make no secret of my hatred of cooking and my love of healthy food. And when I lived in Vegas, I was lucky enough that I had 5 Chipotles within a 3-4 mile radius of my house. And so I went and ate delicious, fast casual pretty healthy Mexican fare every single night. I'm not kidding. I think I ate at Chipotle just about every night from about 2012 when I quit my job at Caesar's Palace, because when I worked at Caesar's Palace, they had an employee cafeteria I could eat for free. Well, after I quit, I started going here, and I ate here every night at one Chipotle or another from 2012 until I moved to Death Valley in 2021. So what is that? 9 years! But then I moved to Death Valley, and there were no Chipotles. Pahrump didn't have one until dun 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 2 days from now, 3 days from now, I don't know, Friday the 22nd, this Chipotle is finally opening. And I'm considering coming out here for the grand opening and having a delicious burrito bowl. But I'm not quite sure I'll make it. And why is that, you ask? What could possibly keep me from going to the grand opening of my beloved Chipotle? Well, it's because my mom is coming to visit, and I'm hardly gonna blow my mom off to go to Chipotle. That's right, my mom has never been out to visit us at the Death Valley compound, but she's flying into Vegas tomorrow, and my sister and I are going to pick her up. You know, there I was driving all over Pahrump trying to find the Christmas spirit, when the Christmas spirit was actually right here all along. I mean, I know it sounds corny, but look at this stack of Christmas presents that were waiting for me at my mailbox. The fact that so many kind and generous people thought enough of me to take time to send me Christmas gifts is worth way more than any fall foliage or fake snowman lawn ornaments. And so, yeah, sure, it might not be a traditional Christmas setup. Although, if you think about it, this is probably a pretty similar landscape to the one that Mary and Joseph crossed on foot. Or I guess Mary was riding on a donkey and then had to stay the night in some lonely little humble stable to give birth to little baby Jesus. You know, this landscape probably isn't a whole lot different than the landscape in Israel. So I guess the idea of a Christmassy landscape kind of depends on where you are and what your idea of Christmas is. And my idea of Christmas right now is looking at our house, where my mom and my sister are inside right now, cooking up a delicious dinner that smells amazing. Well, I guess instead of standing out here lurking outside the window, I should go inside and join them. Because that's the real spirit of Christmas.